Live and F1 from Abu Dhabi Grand Prix race commentary. Now, excuse me a moment, I forgot my microphone. One moment, please. 1 second, guys. Whoops. But yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back. And today, of course, as I said, I've got this week's F1 race commentary for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I'm gonna keep messing that up, I can tell. And of course, the last AstCa news, because of course I announced last week that I would be scrapping AstCa news as a whole, and this would be the final edition. Now, also coming off of that announcement, this will also be the last F1 race commentary for, well, a while, because I've decided to not do it next season, as of course my health still isn't, my health still isn't perfect, and it does take a lot of energy to do them, and, well, I don't really want to start the season off, still not feeling great, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be better by then, so I'm going to skip the 2024 season. Maybe I'll return in 2025, who knows? But as for 2024, I am skipping that season due to a couple of reasons. One, this season's races haven't been, well, they haven't been contested very much. Of course, Max Verstappen has won almost all of them and does seem on track to win today as well, which obviously is a massive achievement. But of course, it does get a bit stale after a while when you're commentating on your own on YouTube and then the same person is winning every single race. Almost. So yeah, that's one of the reasons, of course, as I also said, my health has been, obviously, as you guys know, not the best for a good while now. And I'm not sure that will change by the beginning of next season. So, like I said, I'm going to be scrapping this for the 2024 season. Could this return in 2025? Maybe, if I'm feeling better and if the field seems to be a bit closer together. Well, I say that, I mean Red Bull a bit closer to everyone else, because let's face it, the field has been closing up, except Red Bull has just been flying away while they've all been catching up to each other. So I think by 2025 the season the grid could be a bit all closer together, including Red Bull. So this may return in 2025, but 2024, no. So, AstCa news for this week. Well, frankly, there isn't too much to report, really. Of course, we had Doctor Who Day on Thursday, and there was a lot of announcements through that. And of course, yesterday we did have the first of the 3 60th anniversary specials, the Star Beast, and holy hell, it was amazing, I loved it. I'm not going to give any spoilers right now, but I will say that new intro has definitely benefited from the Disney funding. Wow! It's probably the best looking Doctor Who intro of all time. Will it be beaten by the next one? If Disney keeps funding it, maybe. But yeah, I've got to say, the Disney budget was very much showed off in like the first minute when that intro started playing. And actually, something really wholesome happened the other day as well, on Friday. For those of you who aren't in the UK, we have a channel called CBeebies, which is BBC for very small children. Like, I'm talking just before they start school sort of age. And they do something when the channel shuts off and like, because yes, that channel does go off for the night, and I believe it's 6:30. Again, that's factoring in the age of the people watching. But they do something at the end of every day called bedtime stories. And on Friday, they had David Tennant's. But he wasn't David Tennant. He was reading it as the Doctor, which I don't think has ever happened on TV's bedtime stories. I think that's actually really cool that they've done that, because they could have just easily made it David Tennant in the Doctor's suit with the TARDIS. But no. It was the Doctor reading a bedtime story. And then at the end, he did say, well, here's another story about an alien who helps people. It starts with a big blue box. Oh, that might take a while. Yeah, we'll leave that one for another day, which I think is just really cool, because, of course, that is referencing his own story. Yeah, the Star Beast. If you haven't watched it yet, I would 1,000,000% recommend it. It was incredible in every measurable way. I honest to God, loved it so much. And I cannot wait for the Wild Blue Yonder next weekend. Of course, that is the incredibly, very secretive special that we know almost nothing about, because Russell T Davies has said that it is a very big special, and he wants 0 leaks getting out. And it seems that so far, it's worked. We know next to nothing about this episode, other than the fact that the Doctor and Donna are in it. That's it. But yeah, no spoilers for the Star Beast here, although I may talk about it on the Astoundcast later on with Roxanne, so if you want some spoiler talk, please come over there for that. I should, if I remember to do it, I will. I probably will remember, but yeah, Star Beast, would absolutely recommend it. It is now on Disney Plus and BBC iPlayer for you to go and check out. Also, I forgot about something last night as well, which really annoyed me. Channel 5 has done like a 2-hour Doctor Who documentary, kind of documenting the entire history of the show, which I think is really cool. Haven't watched it yet, because as I said, I forgot about it. Whoops! But I will definitely be checking it out probably tonight, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, and something else really big that's happened this week. Back in 2013, there was a docudrama made for Doctor Who for the 50th anniversary, called An Adventure in Space and Time, covering the Doctor Who's conception back in 1963, with William Hartnell being played by David Bradley, who eventually did go on to play the first Doctor. Yeah. And earlier on this week, it was rebroadcast on BBC 4, where it was broadcast originally, I think. Or was it on BBC 1? I don't remember. Anyway, they rebroadcast it this week with a single change. Because in the final scene of the docudrama, there was a scene where William Hartnell was setting up the TARDIS. Like, he literally turned the TARDIS on, ready to regenerate into the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton, and he looked over, and he saw Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, which, frankly, back in the day, made me cry, because, for those of you who don't know, Matt Smith is my Doctor. Yes, I love David Tennant, I love pretty much all the Doctors, but Matt Smith was my Doctor growing up. So that was a really nice touch back then. But they rebroadcast it and changed it. It was not Matt Smith this time. It was instead the soon-to-debut 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa. And, oh my god, I loved it. Because, of course, back then it was shot on a green screen. So this very thing could happen in the future. And something that I'd love to see is every decade anniversary, so 70th, 80th, however many more they can get out of it, I would love, and I do mean love, to see the current Doctor at the time in place of Matt Smith and Ncuti Gatwa. I would just love that, because it's like, well, William Hartnell was seeing the future in that moment. Like, Matt Smith was pretty much saying to him that, yeah, don't worry, the show is safe. We've got this. And Ncuti Gatwa, his appearance practically said the same thing, that, yeah, don't worry, we're still here 60 years later, you don't need to worry. And honestly, I just love that docudrama. I need to rewatch it, because it has been years since I've seen it. In fact, the last time I probably saw it was when it came out back in 2013, which still makes me feel really old that was 10 years ago now. Ugh. But yeah, I absolutely love that docudrama. Once again, would definitely recommend checking out if you're curious about the early days of Doctor Who and how it got started. Oh, and you may see someone familiar. The first showrunner of Doctor Who, Waris Hussein, was played by Sacha Dhawan, who, of course, as we all know, is the most recent Master. Yeah, that took a long time to get him back to Doctor Who, but I'm glad that he did come back. But honestly, Doctor Who right now, dare I say we're entering a second gold age? Third. Yeah, we're definitely entering a third golden age here. Of course, the original golden age being the classic era, the second golden age being the 2005 revival, plus the David Tennant era. And again, I think we're definitely re-entering the golden age with, of course, David Tennant and now Ncuti Gatwa. Well, soon anyway. But honestly, cannot wait for next week's episode, or the final one. But I know it's going to break me to see David regenerate again. That is going to hurt, because I really hope he's ready to go this time. I really do. Oh, man, yeah, this episode was so good. Seriously, if you're a Doctor Who fan, or even if you aren't, even if you're looking for a good entry point, go watch. Like, it even gives a recap of the Doctor and Donna's story at the start, so go watch it. Seriously, it's incredible. It's an hour long. Would definitely recommend. Anyway, we are about 18-ish minutes away from the race start now. So, usual questions incoming. 1. Who's going to win today's race? Is it going to be Max Verstappen? Is it going to be Charles Leclerc, who's sharing the front row with him? Or will it be somebody else completely? Will it be a Mercedes? Will it be Carlos Sainz? Will it be one of the McLarens, maybe? Who's it going to be? Who's going to take the top step of the podium today? Speaking of the podium, though, who's going to round out the podium? So who's going to finish second and third? Next, who's going to finish in the points? Who's going to finish out of the points? And the big one, who won't finish, in your opinion? And not to mention, how will the Constructors' Championship look after this race? Of course, that will be the final finishing order for the Constructors. Will Mercedes retain second, or will Ferrari overtake them? Will Williams maintain 7th, or will they be overtaken by AlphaTauri and drop down into 8th? Who's going to finish wearing the Constructors' Championship today? Oh, and by the way, just as a bit of a reminder, nowadays I'm not going to the I'm not streaming until the podium ceremony. I'm streaming until the end of the race. So like, once the checkered flag flies, that's me done. But yeah, let me know, guys, what your answers are to those questions. Who's going to win? Who's going to finish on the podium? Who's going to finish on the points? Who's going to finish out of the points? And who isn't going to finish? And how will the Constructors' Championship look by the end of the race? Because let's not forget, this is it for the 2023 season. It seems like the longest yet quickest season ever. I don't know why, but this season seems to have gone on for a really long time, but it feels like it started yesterday. But yeah, sorry guys, still got a bit of a cough. But we're now about 15 minutes away from the start of the race. So, I'm going to tune in and see what the heck's going on. One moment, please. Okay. Right. Okay, we've now got a bit of an interview with George Russell, and I think the Abu Dhabi national anthem is about to begin. So in a second, I'll probably shut up so that the Abu Dhabi national anthem can play, much like I've done with all the other national anthems throughout the year. But yeah, final race of the season, cannot wait, should be a good one, but we'll wait and see. And in theory, this race should go for 83 minutes, as per my calculations. 1 minute 26 lap record, and 58 laps, sorry. So yeah, this race shouldn't take too long in theory. Should be on the shorter end again, that's provided there's no safety cars, virtual safety cars, red flags or yellow flags. That's if everything goes to plan today. And by the way, the grid is a bit mixed up, to say the least. We have an AlphaTauri in the top 6. Specifically, Yuki Tsunoda. But yeah, very mixed up grid today. Could be a bit chaotic, but hopefully it should all go to plan. Nothing should go wrong, and we should have a decent end to the season. And by the way, this is Franz Tost's final race for AlphaTauri, retiring after this one, and this is Alfa Romeo's final race as well. They'll be reverting back to Sauber next year, ready for the last 2 seasons, before they're taken over by Audi in 2026. So this is Alfa Romeo's final race in F1. For now, at least. They've come back before. They'll probably come back again at some point. Anyway, any second now, I should imagine that the Abu Dhabi national anthem is going to begin. So I am going to shut up and let that play out in a moment. Okay. Ooh, very unique podium there. Very much Monza-esque. That's going to be fun to go on later on. Yeah, I'm not going to be broadcast. I'm not going to be streaming for that. I'm just going to go to the end of the race. And that's it. Anyway, Abu Dhabi national anthem time. Short and sweet anthem there for the United Arab Emirates. Made a slight mistake there. It isn't the Abu Dhabi national anthem. It's the anthem of the United Arab Emirates. My bad. Whoops. Right. The race should be starting, well, it will be starting in just over 10 minutes again. That's provided nothing goes wrong. Hopefully it won't, but we'll wait and see. This is F1, and nothing at all is guaranteed, so we'll see how this all goes. Again, this shouldn't be too long of a race in theory. Should be over in just over 83 minutes, I think. Was what I calculated. Okay. But now, after this, the next thing we've got to look forward to is the car reveals in probably just over a month and a half's time, I'd imagine. Like, middle of January seems to be when they slowly start. Of course, we'll have them all by the end of March, and then, but don't worry, while I'm not doing the race commentaries next year, I am still going to be doing my pre-race roundups for each race, so I will still be covering F1, I just won't be doing it live like I am now, so just wanted to make that little clarification there. But yeah, the next thing after this is the car reveals one by one. So next year we'll have Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Aston Martin, Alpine, Racing Bulls, I think it's going to be called. We still don't know that yet. I'm going to have Sauber, Williams, Haas, and yeah, that's it. So, yeah, can't wait for those car reveals. Hopefully we're going to have some good liveries next year, because don't get me wrong, these liveries have been really good. But I cannot wait to see what next year's are going to be like, because some teams obviously are going to stick with what they've got, such as Aston Martin, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull likely, but the rest of the grid may change theirs up a bit. Of course, we know that we're going to be getting a different livery for the team currently called AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo, because they're reverting Sauber, as I said. So those two are definitely going to have new liveries. Again, the rumour is blue and silver for AlphaTauri, potentially Racing Bulls. And as for Sauber, I don't know. Haas may do something different as well. Alpine, I'm not sure. Who else is there that could change? Aston Martin probably won't, because, of course, British Racing Green, it's kind of pretty synonymous with Aston Martin. So, I doubt we'll get anything different from them. But the other teams, we should be getting something different for at least half of the grid. So, I'm very curious to see what the liveries are going to look like next year for those teams changing names next year. We're just going to have to wait and see, I suppose, because, of course, as I said, we're still quite away from the 2024 car reveals. But I'm excited for them, because new liveries are always fun to look at. But there is something to be questioned here. Are Mercedes going to revert to silver again, or are they going to stick with black? I don't know. Because, well, obviously 2020 and 2021, the black livery brought them a lot of good luck. This year, it hasn't made much of a difference, but last year, the silver definitely didn't help them, it seems, so Mercedes, I'm not sure which way they're going to go. Obviously, Ferrari, they're going to be red forever. There is no way that's changing. McLaren, probably going to be sticking with papaya and blue. Williams, they're a bit of a wild card. They could do literally anything. Because they've been almost every colour under the sun over the decades. Except yellow. I don't think they've ever gone yellow. Maybe a first. Well, no, they did have a bit of yellow on their 1990s livery, so never mind. But yeah, Haas as well could do something a bit wild next year. Don't know. Again, Sauber and Racing Bulls, as they're supposed to be called. Complete mysteries, except, again, we think Racing Bulls, as they're supposedly called, will be blue and silver. We'll wait and see. Okay, we're about just over 5 minutes away from the race start now, so should be underway very soon. And we're almost ready for the final F1 intro of the year. Which is really weird to say. Cannot say I'm ready for this. Well, I am, but I'm also not, because I mean, I have enjoyed this season. Like, it has been fun to watch, just a shame that there hasn't been more than literally 4 winners. Well, 3, unless you count Oscar Piastri's sprint win in Qatar. So, yeah, it's a shame there hasn't been more winners this season, but hey, there's always next season for that, I guess. Anyway, F1 intro time. I think. Maybe? Nope. Ugh. But yeah, 18 wins for Max Verstappen this year. He's only lost 4 races. Wait, that's not right. No. He's only lost 3 races, of course. 2 to Sergio Perez and 1 to Carlos Sainz in Singapore. And of course, that sprint win to Oscar Piastri in Qatar. Oh. Okay. F1 intro time now. Okay, that's that over and done with. Now I've got the track information and the grid order. Okay. Okay. Final one. We have a 5.281 kilometre track, or 3.282 miles, 58 laps, and 1 minute 26.103 seconds, lap record for Max Verstappen. 16 turns, 334.3 kilometres per hour, top speed. Now we're seeing some iconic moments throughout the years. Verstappen and Hamilton in 2021, which is totally not going to bring up any PTSD for people. Nah, no one. Now we got Gasly and Ocon in 2020. Now we got 9, Vettel and Ocon last year in Sebastian Vettel's final race. Well, final race currently, at least. Will he return? Maybe. Anyway, we've got the softest tyres in the Pirelli range today. The C5 the soft, the C4 the medium, and the C3 the hard. Now, for the grid order. We have Logan Sargent in last and Zhou Guanyu in 19th. Then we have Valtteri Bottas in 18th and Kevin Magnussen in 17th. Carlos Sainz in 16th. Ricciardo in 15th. And then Albon in 14th and Stroll in 13th. Ocon in 12th, Hamilton in 11th. And now for the points positions. Currently we have Gasly in 10th and Perez in 9th. Then we've got Hülkenberg in 8th and Fernando Alonso in 7th. Then we got Tsunoda in 6th and Lando Norris in 5th. And then we got George Russell in 4th, Oscar Piastri in 3rd. And then we got Charles Leclerc in 2nd and Max Verstappen on pole position, as per usual. Okay. Drivers are getting ready now to go for the formation lap. Okay. And the first 12... sorry. The top 12 are starting on the mediums, apparently. I'm not sure about the bottom 8, but the top 12 are on the mediums. So, we'll see what the tyre strategies are throughout the race. I don't know what the rest of the grid's on, but it's just been said that the top 12 is starting on the mediums. So the C4s. And the formation lap is underway. Crikey, this is taking a while to go. Okay, formation lap is now underway. Right, and now we've got the rest of the tyre runners. We've got Lance Stroll on the hards, Alex Albon on the mediums, Ricciardo on the mediums, Carlos Sainz on the hards, Bottas on the hards, and Joe and Sargent on the mediums. Now we've got one stop is 23 laps on the mediums and 35 on the hards, and then the two stop is 15 laps on the mediums, 21 on the hards, and 22 on the hards. So those are the two optimum pit strategies for today. Yeah. Aside from that, the top 12, sorry, are all on medium tyres. So there's very few not on medium tyres today at the start. So, let's see how that goes for those people not on the mediums. It may go pretty badly, it may go pretty well. We'll wait and see. Obviously, someone's got it right, someone's got it wrong. It's just a bit of a waiting game to see who has got it right and got it wrong now. Ugh. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Yuki Tsunoda saying a very fond farewell to Franz Tost there, of course, his team principal, since he's arrived in F1s, so obviously this is going to be a very sad race for Yuki Tsunoda. We'll probably hear a message from Daniel Ricciardo in a moment as well, because let's not forget, Ricciardo's been at this team twice, both times under Franz Tost, because Franz Tost has been team principal of this team since they were bought by Red Bull back in 2006 from Minardi. And of course, next season we're going to be having former Ferrari head of strategy Laurent Mekies taking over the top job at this team again. Whatever they're going to be called, I'm not sure yet. Again, the prevailing rumour is Racing Bulls. Oh, and at Mercedes today, the Hemsworth brothers are present, so Chris and Liam Hemsworth are both at Mercedes today, which is pretty cool. Okay, the formation lap is just wrapping up now. The last few cars are filing onto the grid. Slowly but surely, but they're getting there. Okay. Also, Max Verstappen has completed every lap of this season so far, so that's something to keep an eye on for this race. See if he completes all of them. Now, green flag is waving. 1 light on, 2 lights on, 3, 4, and 5. And we are underway for the 2023 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Okay. Right, lap 1 of 58. Oh, someone's gone wide. I think that's the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Yes, it was. Okay, but he has kept it on the track. Okay, this seems to be a pretty clean turn 1 here. nothing has gone particularly wrong, which is obviously pretty good. Okay. Verstappen, of course, is, as per usual, leading the pack, and Sergio Perez is now going to try and overtake Lewis Hamilton, and Charles Leclerc is about to try and overtake Max Verstappen, but doesn't quite get the job done. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Now we've got Max Verstappen being chased down by Charles Leclerc into turn 9. Still doesn't get it done, so we might have to wait for lap 2. Okay. Okay, that was, this has been a really good first lap. Like, nothing's gone wrong. Max Verstappen almost got overtaken for the lead, which is pretty rare. Now we're on to lap 2. Okay. Right. Now, if the DRS were to be open now, Leclerc would be just out of DRS range by 1/10 of a second. So, he's got a little bit of catching up to do, but that shouldn't take him too long. Should be back in DRS range pretty soon, I think. Oh, now we've got Oscar Piastri chasing down Charles Leclerc for second, and Lando Norris chasing down Oscar Piastri for third. So, we've got a bit of an overtaking train here. Back in the day, back in the day, known as a trolley train, because usually Jarno Trulli, former Renault driver, was generally at the front of them. Of course, these days they're more commonly called DRS trains. But when the DRS isn't active yet, the trolley train will have to do. Okay. This is a really strong start to this race, I've got to be honest. Wow, yeah. Okay. Lap 3, so DRS should be active now. However, Charles Leclerc does not have it because he's 1.3 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Of course, for DRS to be active, you have to be within a second of the driver ahead of you. But Oscar Piastri very much is a second behind Charles Leclerc, so okay, this could get interesting very quickly. Also, there are some really cool special liveries today, namely from McLaren and Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri, who have kept their Vegas liveries, but McLaren have come up with something new completely. But Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri have kept their Vegas liveries, which is really cool, I think. Okay, now just seeing a bit of a replay of the start. Okay, just seeing a bit of a replay of the first lap, it seems, actually. Okay, now we're watching Sergio Perez's start. Oh, now we got Perez radio. Ugh. Okay. And here's Lando Norris overtaking George Russell on the first lap as well. And it's just been pointed out that the entire grid is only separated by 13 seconds. Okay, lap 5 now. Ooh, that was quick. Oh, and the McLarens have swapped around, so Lando Norris is now in third and Oscar Piastri's in fourth. Okay. 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 Now we're seeing George Russell slowly chasing down Oscar Piastri for fourth. Will this work? We'll wait and see. Because he is within DRS range of Piastri. Okay. Okay. And now Max Verstappen is still in the lead here, but still only 1.6 seconds ahead, so he's not that far ahead, really. Okay, Kevin Magnussen in the pits now. What for exactly? I'm not sure. Just a simple tyre change, it seems. And that was a 3.5 second stop for Magnussen. Okay, first pit stop of the race. Not bad. Oh, Kevin Magnussen had a lockup, which is why he's changed tyres. Right, okay. Okay, and as it stands now, if things finish as they are, Ferrari will overtake Mercedes in the constructors by 3 points. That's if it stays as it is right now. Okay. Now we're on to lap 7 here. Oh, and now we've got George Russell chasing down Oscar Piastri. Still doesn't get it done quite yet. But Oscar has reported some degradation on his tyres, so that might be why George Russell has closed up to him so much. And in fact, I think, yep, here comes George Russell overtaking Oscar Piastri for fourth place. Although Oscar Piastri is not quite happy with that and retakes the place. But George Russell is probably going to come back at him pretty soon to try it again. Oh, Ricardo radio. Oh, right. Daniel Ricciardo has just been told there might be a visor tear-off in one of his air ducts. Oh, that's not good. Because those air ducts get incredibly hot, and a plastic tear-off will obviously melt and kind of gum up the air intake. But he is now in the pits, and he's now in the pits, and now we've got an investigation underway for Zhou Guanyu and Alex Albon for forcing another car off track. Okay. Oh, that was an incredibly quick pit stop. 2.4 seconds. Oh, so it looks as if Ricciardo was basically okay, but they must have just cleared that visor tear off out of the air duct. Oh no, sorry, it was the brake duct. Oh, that's even worse. Oh. Okay, 50 laps to go now. We're on lap 58. Actually, no, that's 51 laps to go. Anyway, yeah. Next lap will be at 50 laps to go. Oof. Oh, now we've got Logan Sargent, Kevin Magnussen being noted for forcing another driver off track. Also, I should say that the Alex Albon Zhou Guanyu incident isn't being investigated. It's just been noted like the Sargent Magnussen incident. Now got Pato O'Ward, the McLaren IndyCar driver, watching the race from the McLaren pit wall. Lap 9, so we're on 50 laps to go now. Oh. Okay, now we've got George Russell again looking to overtake Oscar Piastri, but now we've got Sergio Perez looking to overtake Pierre Gasly here for 8th place. Oh, and there's George Russell once again trying to overtake Oscar Piastri, but still does not get it done. Okay. This could be an interesting battle to watch for a while, I think. Okay, we're on to lap 10 now. Right. Everyone seems to be going single file at the moment. Oh. No further investigation for Zhou and Alex Albon for pushing the driver off track, so that's been thrown out. Okay, now we've got George Russell again trying to overtake Oscar Piastri, but not quite close enough again. I've got a feeling this battle's going to be going on for a while, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Lap 11. And George Russell is again closing in on Oscar Piastri, but doesn't seem close enough at all this time. Like, he is really far away this time around. Oh, Piastri radio. Okay, Piastri's race engineer is just encouraging him, saying you're doing a really good job at the moment. Time management's looking good. Oh, he says there's a lockup. Ouch. That was not well timed. Now we've got George Russell right behind Oscar Piastri. Now we've got him right alongside Oscar Piastri. And now he's in front of Oscar Piastri. Ooh. But is Oscar Piastri going to give it up for good? Probably not. He is definitely going to try and retake that 4th place. Yep. Okay. That lockup doomed Piastri, I think, in that moment. Completely doomed him, which is a shame, really. That's definitely going to help in Mercedes' fight against Ferrari in the Constructors, though. And actually, there is now only one car between George Russell in the Mercedes and Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari of Lando Norris. Okay, Max Verstappen reporting that his right front is starting to get a bit worn out. That's not good. Oh, and now we've got Oscar Piastri under pressure from Yuki Tsunoda as well. Okay. And Perez is going to try and overtake Gasly again, but still doesn't get it done. Still can't do it. Okay, and Perez is now in front of Pierre Gasly. Okay. Okay, lap 13. Verstappen's still only 1.5 seconds ahead of Leclerc here. So this probably isn't over just yet. Now I've got Alonso in the pits here. Okay. And this is going to be a 3.3 second stop, dead on. Okay. Now we've got Hamilton chasing down Gasly here for 9th. Oh no, sorry, for 8th. My bad. Ugh, right. Okay. Now we've got Oscar Piastri coming into the pits here for his pit stop. Right. Okay. And this is going to be an incredibly quick pit stop for Piastri here. 2.7 seconds, the fastest so far. Now we've got Hülkenberg and Zhou in the pits. Hülkenberg's stop is going to be... Hülkenberg's pit stop's going to be a 2.8 second stop, and Zhou Guanyu's is going to be a 3.3 second stop. Okay, now we've got Fernando Alonso chasing down Oscar Piastri here. And it looks like... Oh, it looks like Fernando could overtake Piastri soon, because he's had another lockup, unfortunately. Oh, and Lando Norris has now been told to pit, so there is now nothing standing between the Mercedes of George Russell and the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Okay. Oh, and make that nothing. Well, actually, no, because George Russell's pitting now as well, so... Okay. Oh, no. 5.1 second stop for Norris. Ouch. Okay, and 2.9 for George Russell. There was a bit of a mishap in the pit stop. Oh, heck. Ugh. Oh. Okay, that was pretty close to contact there for Hamilton and Hamilton and Gasly. Okay. Oh, there might be a bit of contact. There might have been a bit of contact, actually. Oh. Hamilton radio. Okay, Hamilton's reporting front wing damage now, so he's probably going to come into pit soon. Right, what happened? Yep. Gasly locked up, and Lewis Hamilton ran into the back of him. Right. Yep. Oh, Gasly radio. Oh, Hamilton, Sargent, and Ocon were in the pits, but their times have not shown up. That is very annoying. And Lewis Hamilton's front wing has not been changed. Okay. And Hamilton's stop was at 3.2 seconds. Okay. As for the other two, I'm not sure. Okay, now there's causing a collision incident being noted between Gasly and Hamilton. We'll see how that goes. Oh, and Verstappen is in the pits. Okay, 2.9 second stop there for Verstappen. Oh, Hamilton radio again. Okay, George Russell has the fastest lap, 1 minute 29.537 seconds. Okay, oh, Albon's coming into the pits now. Okay, what happened with Lando Norris's pit stop? The rear tyres just... the car was jumping about on the jack, so that's a bit weird. Ah! The clutch didn't disengage properly, so that's what happened with Lando Norris there. Okay. Oh, now we've got Charles Leclerc in the pits. 2.8 second stop there, which means that Tsunoda is leading this race for now at least. Now we've got Sergio Perez in the pits and Pierre Gasly. A 2.4 second stop for Perez there. And 3.5 second stop for Gasly. But for the moment, Yuki Tsunoda is leading a Grand Prix. What? And this is only the second time ever a Japanese driver has led a Grand Prix. Wow, okay. Now we've got George Russell overtaking the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas for 6th. And now we've got him chasing down Charles Leclerc for 5th. Okay, now I've got Pierre Gasly replay. Not sure of what here exactly. Just an overtake on Nico Hülkenberg. Fair enough. Okay, now we've got Max Verstappen re-overtaking Carlos Sainz for 3rd. Oh, team radio from Gasly. Okay, Gasly isn't too happy that Ocon has undercut him. Whoa. And Yuki Tsunoda is 5 seconds ahead of Lance Stroll in 1st. Blimey. Okay, sure. This is happening, I guess. Oh, and Verstappen has the fastest lap. 1 minute 29.386 seconds. And Perez has a 1 minute 29.365 seconds, new fastest lap. Now we've got Oscar Piastri overtaking Valtteri Bottas for 8th. Pardon me. Okay, Fernando Alonso is now overtaking Valtteri Bottas for 9th. Okay, now we've got Fernando Alonso chasing down Oscar Piastri for 8th. Now I've got fastest lap for Sergio Perez again. 1 minute 29.107 seconds. And that's on lap 21. Well, lap 20, so this is lap 21. Oh, Leclerc radio. Okay, they're about to do a car swap at Ferrari. Carlos is going to let Leclerc through. Okay, and there's Max Verstappen overtaking Lance Stroll there. And there's going to be no further action for Gasly and Hamilton's incident earlier on. Sorry about that, guys. That's one of the neck spasms I've been mentioning lately in the Astoundcasts. Yeah. Okay, Sergio Perez has again got the fastest lap. 1 minute 28.986 seconds. We've broken into the 1 minute 28s now. Now we've got George Russell looking to overtake Carlos Sainz and successfully overtaking Carlos Sainz here. Now we've got Daniel Ricciardo overtaking, I think that's Valtteri Bottas. Yep. Oh, Hamilton radio. Okay. Toto Wolff just informing Lewis that he's the second quickest car last lap, so... And then Lewis said, thanks, Toto, for the information. So that's probably going to put the wind up Lewis's sails a little bit, I think. Yeah, so that'll definitely put the wind up Lewis's sails there. Be very happy to hear that. So he may start to gun it a bit more now. Oh, and Tsunoda's in the pits, which will end his leading run of about 4 laps, which is still very impressive. Oh, and Lance Stroll's in the pits as well. That is going to be an incredibly quick 2.5 second stop for Tsunoda there. And for Lance Stroll to 2.8 second stop. That's pretty good. Okay, and here's Lando Norris overtaking Carlos Sainz here, and Kevin Magnussen's in the pits now. .9 second stop there from Magnussen. Okay, now we've got Yuki Tsunoda overtaking Valtteri Bottas as well. Oh, now we've got Carlos Sainz in the pits. And this is going to be a very quick stop. I'm not sure of the exact time yet. 2.1 seconds. Damn, that's now the quickest pit stop of the race. Oh, now we got Ocon overtaking Valtteri Bottas as well, who seems to be on a one-stop strategy, so that's interesting. Okay, and this race has got a lot to live up to, because last year we had 80 overtakes in this race, and that was the most of any race last season. So this one's got a lot to live up to. So it may very well work out the same way. And if it would finish, and if this race finishes right now, Mercedes would finish ahead of Ferrari by 3 points. But yeah, last season this race had the most overtakes of any of the last season. So today has got a lot to live up to. Again, 80 overtakes last year in this race. But yeah, if it finishes as it is right now, Mercedes would finish ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors for second by 3 points. Okay, and there's Sergio Perez overtaking Fernando Alonso for sixth. Oh, Gasly radio. Okay, Gasly's just wondering where he's losing time, because he's going pretty slowly at the moment. To be honest, he's losing a few places here. Not as many as Valtteri Bottas, mind you, but yeah. Oh, and Hamilton is now in 8th, overtaking Daniel Ricciardo there. Okay. Mm. Okay. Now Aston Martin's finishing place. If it finishes as it is right now, Aston Martin would finish in 5th. So that's going to be pretty good for them. Oh, Hamilton radio. Wow. Toto now reporting to Lewis that he is the fastest car on the track now, so we should expect the fastest lap in a second from Lewis. Oh, and Lance Stroll has set the fastest lap of the race. Interesting. Don't know what the time is, but because there's a lot of replays happening right now. Now I've got an AlphaTauri swap of Ricciardo and Tsunoda there for ninth and 10th. So Tsunoda's overtaken Ricciardo. Okay, lap 27 now. So we're almost at half race distance here. Nearly there. Okay, now seeing Sergio Perez chasing down the car in front of him. Now we got Carlos Sainz overtaking Nico Hülkenberg there. Okay, so Sergio Perez is now chasing down Oscar Piastri for 5th. Okay. Now it was Sergio Perez overtaking Oscar Piastri there for 5th. Okay, so that's Carlos Sainz again overtaking Nico Hülkenberg there as in a replay. Okay. Now we got Lance Stroll overtaking the AlphaTauri of Daniel Ricciardo there. Okay, now I've got a special helmet for Ricciardo, sporting the rumoured Racing Bulls colours. Okay, that's interesting. And now we're on half race distance. So, okay, that was interesting to see. Maybe those rumours are true. Okay, now we got Bottas in the pits, so his one stop may not be a one stop at all. Okay, I don't know what Valtteri's pit time was, but he is now the only driver on medium tyres. The rest of the grid are on hards. Okay. Okay, lap 31 now. Okay. Lap 31 seems to be taking a while, though it probably will take over to 32 in a second, I'd imagine. Okay, lap 32. Just gotta go for a second, guys. I'll be right back. And we're back. And again, right now, Mercedes would still be finishing ahead of Ferrari in the championship. As Carlos Sainz is now down in 12th, Hamilton's in 8th, Russell's in 3rd, and Charles Leclerc is in 2nd. And unfortunately for Charles Leclerc, his 18 points solo isn't enough to combat Lewis Hamilton's points plus George Russell's. So if it was to finish like this right now, Mercedes would be finishing by more of a margin, but I believe 5 points now in the constructors. So this battle for second is really heating up now. Now we're on to lap 33. Oh, and Lando Norris has just been told to pit as well. Okay, lap 34. Oh, now we're gonna see his pit stop time in a second. Okay. 2.3 second stop for Lando Norris this time. And with no clutch issues, it looks like, so that was just a bit of a weird glitch the first time around. Okay. Now we're seeing Esteban Ocon primed to overtake Lando Norris here, it looks like, after his pit stop. Well, maybe not yet, because he's actually quite a fair way back. And the ideal pit window for the hards is now open, laps 33 to 39, so if you're on the hard side and want to pit, now's probably the best time to do so. And Mercedes, it seems, are getting ready for a pit stop. For which driver, I don't know. Okay, and it's George Russell coming into the pits. Okay. And this could be an attempt to undercut Charles Leclerc, who stayed out for this time. 3.1 second stop there for George Russell. Oop, Russell radio. Okay, and they've been told this will be they've told George Russell this will be a very critical outlap. He's got to stay ahead of Lando Norris, and Charles Leclerc should be coming in soon, so this should, in theory, drop Leclerc behind Lando Norris. No, sorry, yeah, behind Lando Norris and behind the two Mercedes as well. Granted, that is a lot of in theories going on there, but right now that's all Mercedes really have. And Leclerc has now been told to pit, so let's see if this little gamble from Mercedes has worked. Okay, 2.6 second stop there for Charles Leclerc. And Hamilton's in the pits now as well. Okay, and this is Lando Norris on the fastest lap. Norris, yep. 1 minute 28.736 seconds for Lando Norris there. 3.4 second stop for Lewis Hamilton there. Okay. This is interesting because, again, there is now only one Mercedes and one Ferrari in the points, Leclerc and Russell, and there's only a single Lance Stroll separating them. Although not anymore. Now it's just Russell versus Leclerc for P6. Okay. The stopping radio. Okay. And Max has just said to Mercedes that he can that they can pit Checo ahead of him if they want to, so he's not too worried about the lead really. Okay, now we've got Piastri and Alonso in the pits. 2.2 second stop for Piastri. And for Alonso, it's going to be a 2.5. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. And that and there's Lando Norris overtaking Lance Stroll for 6th. And Hamilton is now overtaking Fernando Alonso, which almost gets Hamilton back into the points. So that means both Ferraris now in the points, and Hamilton in the Mercedes is 1 place out of the points. This could get very spicy very quick between Mercedes and Ferrari. Okay, lap 38 now, 21 to go. Oh, Alonso radio. Oof. Alonso said that he feels like they have the slowest car on the straights by a long way. Ouch. Okay. Zhou Guanyu's in the pits. And now we've just seen Charles Leclerc get past Yuki Tsunoda there for third. That's a 2.8 second stop for Zhou Guanyu there. Okay, and here comes Hamilton overtaking Alonso again there. Or maybe not just yet, okay. Oh, Hamilton radio. Alonso was a bit skittish there, to be honest. And it looks as if he brake tested Hamilton. Oof. Oh, and there's George Russell overtaking Tsunoda for fourth. Ooh. That was a bit hairy there. Right, and if it finishes as it is now, Ferrari will finish ahead of Mercedes by 1 point. Okay. And race control have just noted Fernando Alonso for driving erratically with the brake checking of Hamilton. Okay. So that's been noted now. Okay, lap 41. George Russell radio. Okay, George Russell's just asked how Mercedes are doing in the championship. They don't want to tell him. Because right now, they finished 1 point behind Ferrari. And I don't think Mercedes want to quite tell him that right now. So, ooh. Yeah, George Russell wasn't particularly happy with that very cryptic response. Mm. Okay. Oh, science radio. Right. Science has just been told that that Ferrari are going to take him long. Like, they've told him to go long and wait for a safety car. Oh, that is risky. Because this race seems to be going very cleanly so far, so Ferrari are taking one hell of a gamble right now. Oh, Power's radio, and he's been told to pit. Yep. Okay, 2.2 second stop there for Perez. That's really good. Okay, and Stroll was in the pits as well, apparently. That was completely missed by me. Oh, and now Verstappen's been told to pit as well. Okay, now Hamilton is looking to get back into the points with George Russell, and he is just about to do it, overtaking Esteban Ocon, and he's done it. So I'm not sure what the points permutations are now. Now we've got Verstappen's pit stop, with 15 laps to go now. Okay, 2.3 second stop there for Verstappen. And Hamilton's been noted for a pit stop infringement, whatever that means. And Verstappen, despite his pit stop, is still in the lead by 5.3 seconds now. Okay, oh, Albon's in the pits now. There's Perez overtaking Yuki Tsunoda for 5th. Okay, 2.8 second stop there for Albon. Right. And now Ferrari would finish ahead of Mercedes by 2 points. Okay. Okay, and Carlos Sainz might be about to be overtaken by Fernando Alonso, which could cost Ferrari those 2 points they need to overtake Mercedes. Oh, the Verstappen radio. Okay, Max is having some trouble with downshifts. That's happened a couple of times this season, if I remember rightly, with him. Like, if I remember rightly, this isn't new for him in that Red Bull. Okay. Okay, and Fernando Alonso is getting very close to Carlos Sainz here. Like, very, very close. In fact, only half a second separating them now. Oh, and it looks as if it's going to be a hell of a lot less now, because here comes Fernando Alonso alongside Carlos Sainz, but Carlos is still in front. Okay. Oh, Leclerc radio. Oh. Ferrari just remind Leclerc that he's got 2 strikes for track limits. Ooh. Not what they need. And Verstappen's got the fastest lap again. 1 minute 26.993 seconds. And that's on lap 45. So now we're on to lap 46. Okay, and Hamilton's going to be investigated after the race for the pit stop infringement, which means that the Constructors' Championship may not be decided until the end of the race. Well, actually, after the end of the race. Oh, that's happened a lot. Okay, and Anthony Davidson on the Sky pad has said that he can't see anything wrong with Hamilton's pit stop. Oh, and now we have Fernando Alonso overtaking Carlos Sainz, which means that Ferrari would now be level pegging with Mercedes in the Constructors. Oh. Okay, Verstappen's been given instructions on how to fix his downshifts. So he's probably doing that right now. Oh, and Lando Norris now, if he was to finish as he is, would finish 4th in the Drivers' Championship behind Hamilton and in front of Leclerc. Pardon me. Okay, now we've got Hamilton chasing down Carlos Sainz for 9th. Okay, and right now, Ferrari would finish level pegging with Mercedes, but due to results throughout the season, they would finish ahead in the Constructors. Oh, and there's a bit of contact between Perez and Norris there. Okay. Okay, and Gasly's being investigated for a pit stop infringement after the race as well. Okay. Oh, and there's Hamilton overtaking Carlos Sainz for 9th. Oof. Okay, now we're on 11 laps to go. Oh, Norris radio. Okay. Right. And now there's an investigation being noted for Norris and Perez for that contact there. Perez radio? Okay, neither driver are very happy about that. Okay, now we've got Sergio Perez properly overtaking Lando Norris this time. Okay. Okay, Norris radio again. Okay, now that's under investigation. Okay, and right now, finished as it is, Mercedes would finish ahead of Ferrari with 409 points and Ferrari on 407. Okay. Right. This may be... Right, the pit stop infringements may be the fact that the mechanics didn't have their helmets on properly. Okay. Right. So it looks as if that'll be probably a fine rather than a time penalty, because it's not the drivers at fault there. Okay. Lap 50 now. So as it stands, it looks as if Mercedes are going to finish out of Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship. Because again, that infringement should only be a fine rather than a sporting penalty, because again, it's not the drivers there. Oh. Okay. There's Lance Stroll up into 11th. Oh. And there's now pit stop infringements being potentially being investigated for Joe, Sargent, and Verstappen now. Oh, Leclerc radio. Oh, and Perez now has a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision with Lando Norris. Okay. Okay. And those pit stop infringements will be investigated after the race for Sergeant Joan Verstappen. Okay. Oh, Russell radio. Okay. Russell's been told now to keep Perez behind as he's got that penalty and he cannot finish in front of him for the constructors. So he's got to stay ahead of Perez anyway. Okay, and as it stands now, Leclerc would finish in fourth in the drivers, sorry, instead of Norris. Okay, by 1 point. Anyway, I just want to say thank you all for joining me on the stream and for this season of F1. If you've liked this stream, please give it a like and subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels. Her link's in the description. My button is below the video title. Please comment as well, because why not, and let me know what you thought of the AstCa news, if you think there was anything I missed, and what you thought of this race. Once you've done that, so please follow me on my social medias. That'll be in the link tree in the description below. That will be Roxanne's website. And lastly, please do share the stream with all your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around that loop. And I'll see you guys later with the Astoundcast, and right now with the final few laps of this race. Yeah, that Astoundcast will be at 6 PM UK time tonight, as usual. So yeah, please join me and Roxanne on here again on YouTube for that later on. But now, for the final 6 laps of this race. Okay, final few laps now. Okay, lap 54, 5 laps to go. Okay. Okay, crikey. And Sergio Perez has overtaken George Russell here. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. Now we've got Fernando Alonso here chasing down Yuki Tsunoda for 7th. 4 laps to go. Okay, and as it stands again right now, Ferrari would finish ahead of Mercedes by 1 point, unless George Russell can stay within 5 seconds of Sergio Perez. Oh, 3 laps to go now. And Perez has 3.2 seconds to build up to beat Russell. Okay. Okay. Ooh. And it looks as if Lance Stroll's about to overtake Carlos Sainz, so this might not be over just yet. Okay. Okay, and it looks as if Sainz is just about to come in for his last pit stop. Oh, yep, Sainz radio. And Alonso's overtaken Yuki Tsunoda as well. Okay, lap 57 now. Okay, nice overtake there from Fernando Alonso. Good, okay. Okay, and there's Max Verstappen leading the race still. Okay, Leclerc radio. Wow. And Charles Leclerc said if he needs to, he'll drop back and let Sergio Perez past. Oof, okay. Final lap. And Verstappen has now led 1,000 racing laps in a season, which is a first in Formula One history. So that's another record broken for Max Verstappen, with 1 lap to go. Okay. And this is going to be a bit of a nip and tuck here for the constructors. Okay. Wow. Whew. Okay. Okay, but Russell is still within 3.6 seconds of Perez here, so he will still... Okay. Whew! This is getting very tight now. It's got to be said. And that's another win for Max Verstappen in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, finishing off the season. And it does look as if Mercedes have secured second in the Constructors' Championship. Blimey. Blimey. I'll just wait for the other drivers to come over the finish line. And Red Bull have bookended the season with 1-2s. First one in Bahrain and the last one now. And this is only the second 1-2 of the season, actually. Okay. So it looks to me as if Mercedes have just secured second in the Constructors' Championship. Yep. Okay. Okay, I'm just making sure that everything's gone to plan, because I think it has here, for Mercedes. They seem to have done it now. So yeah, with that, I will sign this off. And as I said, I will see you all tomorrow with another video. And tonight with this week's Astoundcast. Bye, everyone!